let's go. Actually...
Did you really think you could just...
Rook, swallow, wolf. Lost out on some minor dialogue, but it's okay.
Die, Nordling!
Let's all just really quickly check, with everything out. This is pretty grand, eh? A whole bunch of incineration.
For Nilfgaard! The Imperial Army's ranks are endless!
Maybe, but so is our anger. Geralt's anger, at least.
Stubborn beast, Nordling. Die, dog!
And a boop! And a swoop.
Die, Nordling!
Pop. And a boop. Doesn't seem like their ranks are so endless after all, eh? So I've made up my mind. Everything up until the epilogue will remain in the proper, ordinary video length and format. Unless, of course, we just suddenly find ourselves in the epilogue, then might as well just keep going at that point. But I doubt that's going to happen. But then again, I could very well be wrong.
Congratulations, Witcher. They were my best men.
You should have picked them more carefully, or trained them better.
Or perhaps they were ready for any foe but you.
Free Triss, or join them.
You amaze me. How can you risk your life for a witch?
She has information that's very important to me.
Ah, that I understand. You're exceptionally reasonable for a Nordling.
Thanks. It means a lot to hear you say that.
It should, because I in turn have information about her, which you may find interesting.
What are you talking about?
Your friend and the other witches conspired against your rulers.
We are pretty confident about that information anyway, so it's nothing groundbreaking.
How do you know that?
From the best possible source. She confessed.
And how did you convince her to do that?
By showing her the confessions of other lodge members.
I don't believe you.
That's irrelevant at this point. During our chat, my people managed to regroup, call for reinforcements.
Maybe now they'll start fighting like men.
The Empire's true power. Surround him! For the Emperor!
Nice, I've got a wizard. Doesn't seem like it's going to do them much good, however.
Long live the Emperor!
Plus we're also beefed up on potions, so... Just stab him with the staff.
Shield bearers, forward!
He's joined the fight himself. one guy with the shield hasn't. Can we boot them? No. Really? Oh. This is mighty dangerous. Oh. Just for the sake of not getting booped to death.
Emperor, I failed you.
Take the key from him and then use anti-citrus. With this guy first, though. We caused him to bleed and that made him fall over. Neat. First, let's loot everything. Nilfgaardian, Falconer. A bit better somewhat, but let's see. Ambassador Sheilord Fist Istelin's third letter to the Emperor, to His Imperial Majesty. The Emperor of Nilfgaard Emieva Emrys. Private and confidential. Your Imperial Majesty, as Your Imperial Majesty foresaw, my negotiations with Henselt proved an uphill battle. He rejected Your Imperial Majesty's proposition. Furthermore, I believe the so-called Lodge will soon cease to serve our aims. For now, the headstrong sorceresses are mitigated by the actions of Witcher Geralt. But in my opinion, he knows too much already and will need to be eliminated soon. Upon the conclusion of the summit in Loc Muinne, I will immediately inform Your Imperial Majesty of the summit's results and of the circumstances of the Witcher's death. Your Imperial Majesty's ever-faithful servant, Sheilord Fist Estelin. Interesting. Anything more to loot in here? Nope. All these bodies, so not that we've got much to spend our money on, but let's see. Armor of Vicovaro. Better with the armor. Let's see. Maximum load. Quite a lot more of that. But it's all that useful anymore. Incineration resistance. That's really good. Bleeding resistance. Also really good. And poisoning. So pretty good. If anything gives vigor regeneration during combat from our enhancements. We've got this, it gives even more armor. It gives vitality and bleeding resistance. Vitality, sign bonuses. Because it's not that much of an upgrade, even though we can plonk in some more upgrades into it. Well, that's not going to give us that vigor regeneration, which is serving us very, very, very well. I think we drank all of our potions now, so... Or the ones we use, anyway. We still have one left of each. Let us just, for the sake of it, sit down, do some alchemy. See, what we want is Rook, just 2 times of that, because then we know we have enough for the rest of the game, more or less. No, not 14, Tornial. 2 is enough, and then we'll make 2 wolf potions as well. There we go. That should keep us stocked up and ready to go. And Vicovaro is a province in Nilfgaard. That's the lore about that. Girl had a friend from that at one point, but we'll have to read the books to find out about that. And I'm going back on the... As saying that, I'm going back on my entire... I will educate you on the books while playing the games. But, I mean, it's too complicated to just explain it. It's a minor detail, whatever. Without stress. First, any loot? No.
Geralt?
Didn't expect to see me.
Are you kidding? The only person you expect to see in a Nilfgaardian dungeon is the executioner.
Did they torture you?
They tried various things, but they got nothing from me.
I traveled half the world to find you.
I know it was hard on you. I'll never forget this, you hear? Never.
Couldn't you ask your friends from the Lodge for help? I just do. Listen, Triss, there's a lot happening in Loc Muinne, and it's all happening fast. The fact that I'm here means I'm not helping Yorvith, and I abandoned Saskia.
You chose me.
In some sense, yes. I fought my way through the Nilfgaardian camp to learn why you lied to me.
That's not true.
I know about the Lodge. I know the Lodge was behind Demavend's assassination. I know Triss Merigold is a member of the Lodge.
It's not like that.
Show me the error in my reasoning.
True. I'm a member of the Lodge. Just like 8 other sorceresses. But if you think I'm responsible for the Lodge's actions, you're badly mistaken. The Lodge is a theater for 2 actresses. Sheila and Philippa have long dominated it.
To the point where you didn't know about the murder they planned?
To the point where I was no longer invited to gatherings.
Why?
They stopped trusting me.
Because you didn't agree with them?
9 women very rarely agree on anything. The actual problem was that
Tell me.
I was close to you. If Sheila fears anyone, it's Geralt of Rivia. The Lodge did everything to convince me that our relationship didn't bother them, even that it suited them. But they manipulated me. Through me, they fed you select information. Depending on the circumstances, they twisted facts.
We're still close. They could still be doing it.
Don't insult me.
This is Geralt we're talking about, and he likes when people are honest to him, and he feels that dishonesty is one of the biggest things you can do wrong to someone else, really. Even if... No, he never outright lies, really, at any point. He just leaves instead, because he doesn't like it. He's minorly autistic, you could say, but I'll just keep saying we don't trust her because we're here to get information. That's why we chose to save her. She's also a friend, sure, but we need her to tell us the entire truth. We know about Yennefer. We know that she's been, trying to take us into a relationship with her. Triss wants to stay in a relationship with Triss, even though Geralt and Yennefer are the ones who are really together. Yennefer is potentially gone or dead, but we've still been lied to, we've still been manipulated, and now that our memory is coming back, this is all we can say at this very point in time.
I'd say the same thing in your place.
I'm telling you the truth.
You have no idea how much I want to believe you, but you've lied once. Why wouldn't you do it again?
I never lied to you. I just didn't tell you everything.
How is that not lying?
I didn't know the truth. I had suspicions, that's all. And once I was finally certain, it was too late. I can prove everything.
Now, you'll tell me everything you know. I need to learn the truth.
All existing councils of mages disintegrated after the Thanedd massacre. We all acted separately. Philippa decided to create a new organization. A secret one this time. When I was sworn in, it never crossed my mind that the Lodge's plans would soon become secret to its members. As you know, Philippa's not one for minor undertakings. She presented a plan for creating a powerful state controlled by sorceresses.
No wonder the kings don't like mages. A good idea, too bad it's completely unachievable. So you don't know if the good idea is sarcastic or not. but let's go with no wonder the kings don't like the mages, because... yeah.
No wonder the kings are opposing the sorceresses. Nobody likes a schemer.
Philippa and Sheila never lacked ideas or enthusiasm. To control a powerful state, they needed to create one first. Or find a wealthy land with a suitable political arrangement and an easily manipulated ruler. Sheila chose the Pontar Valley, Demavend, and Stennis.
Strange choice. Let's see. Not really a strange choice. But let's still go for a strange choice because... Oh. Let's see. Well, let's go for actually the same in her place because I'm trying to model the area and in her place. Assume this is Geralt continuing to, you know, in her place. If I were a bad person, I'd do the same. You know, that kind of reasoning.
I'd choose the same if I were her. Demavend didn't have a network of spies anywhere near as good as Henselt's or Radovid's.
Nor could he count on the loyalty of such men as our dear Vernon Roche. At one of our meetings, I just asked how they imagined overthrowing Demavend. That was the last time I was invited. After Demavend's death, I became suspicious, but had no evidence. Philippa brushed me off. When you went off to meet Yorveth and Sheila was busy with the Karen's carcass, I managed to scan parts of her megascope. That's when I learned that Sheila had dealings with Letho.
Why didn't you tell me?
I wanted to, but we never met after that. Letho must have shadowed me when I entered Sheila's room. Then he forced me to teleport us to somewhere near Vergen.
Did you talk to him?
He wasn't aggressive. In Vergen, he told me that Sheila commissioned them to assassinate Demavend. Them being the Witchers of the School of the Viper. Sheila helped them prepare the assassination.
I wonder why he told you about it.
Is that important?
Conspirators who suddenly divulge everything. I'd be suspicious.
There was some interference as we teleported to Edirn. I emerged intact, but pretty battered.
I met the troll who fell in love with you.
He saved me, tended to my wounds. But when he started treating me like a caged canary, I fled. I knew Philippa was in the area. I decided to go see her and lay my cards on the table.
Maybe Letho wanted just that.
I met a woman in Philippa's house. Thought she was just a servant or Philippa's lover. Before I could speak, I was overpowered by spells. I hardly expected an attack. The pain I felt as my body was compressed. It's indescribable. As if all my bones were being broken. It's even worse when you return to your true form. In any case, Philippa had no idea her lover was a Nilfgaardian spy. I was carried as that figurine all the way to Loc Muinne. Asira decompressed me back just before they murdered her. Shillard interrogated me but learned nothing. If it wasn't for you, they'd have had me quartered. I didn't piece the puzzle together until I was here, in the dungeon. Now you know everything.
Now, this is really good information. This is an amazingly thought out plot, really. And just, you know, Letho, he's a real star of the show here. And, you know, him divulging the entire thing about the Lodge commissioning him and his fellow witches to do the kingslayings, him selling that to Triss, who then walked into a trap set up by Nilfgaard to get carried off to be interrogated by Nilfgaard, means that she would then divulge that information under pressure. Which she has allegedly done, but she's now claiming she hasn't, so we've got two opposing statements against each other. Meaning, it's safe to assume that Nilfgaard are the real bad guys in this situation too, that they've hired Letho to do what he's doing, and then he's using the Lodge as stooges for some reason or other. Now, why he's doing that, that is what we need to find out. Because then the entire plot will come together. Because as we know now, Letho has been hired, like Nilfgaard hires Letho to sow chaos in the north by killing the kings. This aligns slightly with the Lodge of Sorceresses, so Letho uses them as stooges, meaning that technically what's happening is Nilfgaard is hiring Letho, who gets employed by the Lodge of Sorceresses, who then use Letho to kill kings. Meaning that we've got technically 3 layers, but also 5 layers, because Nilfgaard, Letho, Lodge, Letho, murders. But, of course, if Nilfgaard can't get traced back to being the real ringleader of this operation, that means they can get off scot-free, and that North will just be thrown into chaos, and they'll blame these 9 sorceresses, who are only... They are also guilty, of course, but they are the masterminds behind it. Meaning that Nilfgaard can get off scot-free, even though Nilfgaard doesn't really care about the opinion of the North. So we're still missing a few pieces of the puzzle, but Letho's either a complete stooge or he's highly intelligent if he himself came up with the idea of using the Lodge. If that was Nilfgaard's idea, he may be a bit of a dummy, but we've also seen him, employ highly advanced mental tactics. So I would still put him in the camp of he's intelligent. But let's continue asking questions.
Did Saskia know the Lodge's plans?
She didn't even know the Lodge existed. Philippa told her that the sorceresses would support an independent state in the Pontar Valley, no strings attached. A fairy tale, but Saskia bought it. Saskia backed Philippa, and the people backed Saskia.
Philippa controlled Saskia with her spells.
Figures. The woman's a control freak.
She miscalculated by coming to Loc Muinne. Radovid had her imprisoned and then blinded.
That's impossible.
I was there.
Also, the Rose of Remembrance being able to be used to make a spell that makes someone fall madly in love with you. Something tells me, and this is just my own personal biases about Triss as a character, having read the books and played the games, but mainly read the books, that it is not beyond her to would have wanted to do the same, but to our good friend Geralt here. That's immoral. That is a bad thing to do. You don't just mind control people, even if it's indirectly. That's rude. Triss is rude, is what I'm saying.
Who had Foltest assassinated?
I have no idea. Perhaps after Demavend's successful assassination, Sheila and Philippa decided to take the next step.
That would be stupid. Killing Demavend was a way to take control of the Pontar Valley. People would forget the regicide in a year, and the Lodge could put its plan in motion. They had to know that if Foltest died, men like Roach wouldn't rest until they learned why that had happened.
One thing is certain. Letho killed Foltest, and Sheila was working with Letho.
Ever find out what Sheila was actually doing in Flotsam? I find it hard to believe she went there just to kill a monster and earn a few orans.
You're right, of course. It had something to do with Letho and the Scoia'tael.
What did she want from Yorvith?
The Scoia'tael were Saskia's trump card. I expect Sheila needed to know what the elves would do, given that a war with Hensel was practically inevitable.
That'll have to do for now.
We'll learn more at the talks.
You're going to attend?
You have no memory of how the world worked before the Thanet massacre.
Actually, I know exactly how it worked.
That means...
We'll talk about my memory later.
All right. If the Council and Conclave still existed, kings wouldn't be assassinated and massacres would be less frequent. This is our chance to restore these institutions, and we shouldn't miss it. Normalizing relations between the rulers and the mages who advise them is our only chance for peace.
And our only chance to dismantle the Lodge.
The Lodge will disintegrate anyway. Once the kings learn it was behind the assassinations, they'll start a witch hunt. We can prevent that from happening. I'm all for punishing the guilty, but can't abide collective responsibility. I'm ready to go and reveal everything I know about Philippa Eilhart, Sheila de Tanserville, and their schemes.
Let's go then.
Speed right up the camp. But it still seems that, Geralt himself hasn't pieced together the Nilfgaard's involvement. But they are just too conveniently always around during the assassinations.
Those Nilfgaardians, that's your work?
They followed their leader too blindly.
Who killed them?
They didn't slaughter themselves.
I guess we were also here. Anyways, let's also look at that chest. Meat. But not this guy, apparently. Well, there's the same trousers that we already have. No, those are just worse. Again, looting stuff we don't actually need to loot because I'm a magpie. Let's see. Where are the talks? Could be anywhere, really.
We shouldn't arrive at the same time. Let's split up.
The Lodge remembers too.
Rest assured I won't let anyone compress me again.
Some of the sorceresses will be surprised to see you. Watch them closely.
Don't worry, I'll manage. See you at the talks.
All right.
So this is just a way to the amphitheater. Amphitheater. There. We've still got that corner we haven't explored yet. We've got one side quest, but we don't really need that side quest, I don't think. We're so close to leveling up once more, so what should we do with the last level? Red arrows towards shooter. Increase our roll distance again. Don't really think we need that. If anything, let's just pump our health up. Got another talent. There's sign range on Ard. Unlocks its next level. I don't know if we want that. Sign damage. We don't need the damage. And here, health or bomb and trap damage. Don't really need that. Chance of instant kill is a bit boring. All of combat. We don't need that. How much Ard will be using more and it's suiting us. Alright, so damage reduction. Why not? Of course, she's also got that Mystic River continuation. Which, alas, it seems like we won't be doing anything off because, man. But I also think that we are getting to the finale of the game.
Magic, I tell you! Shatter your towers and crystal.
So as we turn this corner, you can see Triss, and of course those doors must lead into that other half of the amphitheater. Amphitheater. Words, words, words.